What's up, everybody? I'm Eli. Welcome back to 5280 Driven. We have a lot to clean up and still stuff to put back on the car. Let's get started. First things first, the toolbox is a complete disaster. So that is going to get taken care of. I still have the splash shield off of the car. That's going to get power washed and I'll get that clean. The catch pans, those things are disgusting. On top of that, the heat shield for the turbo. I still need to put that back on, which I need to take an O2 sensor off in order to get that on. That's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Totally, a lot of fun. Speaking of O2 sensors, I do have a replacement. So that check engine light that I was talking about, it read and came up with the O2 sensor that's downstream. So for those of you who don't know what that means, there's two oxygen sensors. There's one basically right after the turbo, and there's another one that's right after the cat. So this is the one that's supposed to replace the one right after the cat, and that's what I'm having the check engine light for. After that, hopefully the little bit of sputtering I'm having at a cold start will be gone. The last thing I need to do is detail the car. In this lighting, you probably can't see it all that well. Get a little closer. It's filthy. It's disgusting. It's been sitting for several months and it just needs it. And there's this here, which is, you can see here, it's actually a very fine scratch. I think it will come out with either washing it or just a light compound. So, we have a lot of work.
Can you hear the sound?
One thing I wanted to mention to you guys, so this is electric ratchet. I bought it right before before I started pulling the turbo out of the car, and this thing's a lifesaver. It definitely gets into hard to reach places and just makes things so much easier. But it looked like it was clean after I was done, but the amount of filth that was on it is ridiculous. I mean, that looked clean, and now it looks even cleaner. But I didn't realize how much filth was on that just from one project. It's disgusting. I gotta say, if you guys are cleaning your tools or doing any project, this super clean foaming degreaser is amazing for cleaning tools. It gets stuff super clean, stuff you didn't even know that was dirty, gets it clean. Not product placement or anything like that. It's just something I kind of stumbled upon, and I've been very happy with it. So just, an FYI to you guys, for you do-it-yourselfers, I want to keep your tools clean. Now everything over here is all clean, organized. Time to put it away. Talk about a transformation, guys. Look at it. You can see it shining. It's so clean. Not any grime or any dust or anything on it. And then I also cleaned up down here as well. It had a collection of dust. Where we live is a new neighborhood, and all the houses across the street are being built. So it gets dusty pretty quick, especially when the garage door is left open. Everything is in its place, has its place, and in its place and clean. Just so happy that everything's back there. I can't tell you how much I hate having dirty tools and putting them away dirty. Still have heat shield to put back on. That's probably going to be the next thing I'll do here. Here's the O2 sensor that I need to get out. It is pretty well tight in there. Probably going to have to use some PV Blaster, let it sit overnight. I did disconnect the exhaust just to make it a little bit easier on myself here. In reality, you might not have to do it, but with how tight that's on there, I just need some extra leverage. And then just got to follow that all the way up, disconnect it up there, and put the new one in.
Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. with the revolution. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change.
A couple of things I noticed. I mentioned to you guys here. So if you look here, so that is where the O2 sensor plugs in. That's the harness for it. See that rep tab? Basically all you do is you get something to hook into it, pull that guy out, and actually as you pull it, it pushes the harness out. So you can see here's the other end of it just hanging right there. Now, in a different spot, there is, sorry for the shaky camera. If you look, right up here is a bracket. And there's a Torx head screw right there. Just back that guy out, then you get that screw off. And then after that, you're basically home stretch. This guy's been sitting for probably about 10 minutes while I've been monkeying around with all the other stuff. So it's time to break that loose and get it out of here so we can get the new one in and go get emissions. Alright, I pulled out the exhaust. It was just getting too much of a pain in the butt. Here's what's left of it. I had to chop off the end of it and then put a 22-inch socket on there with a breaker bar and just go ham, and I got it to break loose. That thing was in there tight. I bought a socket right there and basically just about broke that thing and rounded out the edges off. The edges on this guy, doing it in the process, you can kind of see a little beat up from it, but it's off. Time to put the new one in, get it back in the car, and forget that I ever had to do this.
Awesome, our checklist is just about done. O2 sensors in. We got the heat shield on. I did get the summer tires on as well, which I did off camera. Just did the emissions, which that was done off camera as well. I didn't have enough time to film it because I left work, went straight there, got the emissions done, and I was there for maybe 5 minutes at the most. That was pretty quick. Plus that stuff's kind of boring, so I didn't want to bore you guys with that. Now, the next step is we're gonna do a full detail on the car, which is gonna be in a different video. So outside, inside, everything there. I'll take you guys along on that. But I think we're just about wrapped up besides getting tags on the car, which technically the car's not legal to drive, but that's between you and me and you and you and yeah. We'll keep that on the hush until we get the tags on there. But I'm ready for lunch. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later.